Hi dreamers! Welcome back to the channel. So today's video, I am finally doing the weight loss videos. So my 90-day challenge already for myself, I'm the only one doing this. It started for myself on the 15th. It was supposed to start January 1st and it just didn't happen because life gets in the way and that's just what happens. So here we are, we're starting. We started the 15th. I've already worked out, I've already done all these documents and documenting things. So we're there. The video is just late, guys. So bear with me, but some of you probably aren't surprised. Basically, my video for today is just going to explain to you what my 90 days is going to entail. And then a little bit about my brief history as far as like my weight loss goes. Sorry, my battery thing came up. We got to make this quick. So, basically the next 90 days, I will be doing my own kind of workout plan and programming. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I know I do a lot of programming for some of my friends out there, and they think it's crazy, and I usually do crazy workouts, and I still will, but I'm not going to be the crazy fitness person I was the last 3 years. My life revolved around it. I literally lived it, I breathed it, I walked that walk every single day. I was working out 3 days a week, I was watching nothing but stuff on YouTube for working out and videos and following people and programs and all this stuff, and I don't have the mental capacity to deal with that anymore, and I don't have the life and the time to do it right now. I've got other things. I've got an art business that I've got to run, I've got commissions I've got to do, I've got other stuff that I'm looking into and researching and endeavoring on. So we're gonna chill it out a little bit, but as long as I am working out 5 days a week for at least half an hour a day, and doing everything I can to get my steps in. I got this handy fitness tracker that just came in yesterday, super cheap. I don't need anything crazy. I basically just want to know how long I'm doing things for. Just some kind of tracking, but also I'm curious about the steps too, because I've never really focused on my steps, and I work in a very large facility now where I am running around for a good portion of the day, and it's extra motivator. Yesterday we went to the skate park, and instead of sitting down and watching Lucas skate while he did all his activities, I actually got up and wandered around and walked and got steps in while I got to watch him do that. So it was cool. It was motivating this thing on your wrist, so that was nice. Also, it's one of my favorite colors, as you can tell by my shirt. And nobody's surprised that my notebook is these colors and in roses. So anyways, this book, moving on. Fitness tracker, check. Documentation, check. You guys, check. We have a plan. It's just keeping up with the videos and keeping you guys involved. And I promise to be better about it. I will try and make a schedule and set alerts so that I am doing this on a regular basis for you guys. So basically, this notebook I'm just keeping, it's nothing fancy, it's just a regular notebook. I wrote down things to kind of help me remember things I want to write about in the future, but also, first page is just my intent. What are my intentions for this whole 90 days? First off, get healthy. Absolutely, that's always my main goal, is to be healthy. I spent a very large portion of my life being completely unhealthy, so now that we are healthy, we are going to get healthier and maintain that. And I really just want to have a really cool, solid core group of people that would like to join in. If you want to join in, your 90 days don't have to start any time. Don't have to start any particular time. You can start whenever you want. If you need support, or you have questions, or need meal plans, or not necessarily meal plans, don't do meal plans, but I will give meal suggestions, activity suggestions, anything. You need some kind of motivation. I'm hoping to be able to do that for you guys and inspire you guys. So, yeah, we'll figure it out as we go. I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants for the most part, because this is all new to me. So you guys are all here to watch the shit show, I guess. A little bit about my history. So I will be 35 in November, and I spent a vast part of my life, most of my life, being completely overweight. And at the age of 29, prior to 29, I actually hit a 400-pound mark, and I remember I was living in California. I was living in a little tiny house, so that kind of tells you where I was at in my life. But at that point in my life, I hit 400 pounds. That's crazy. And I only remember telling 2 people because why would I tell anybody else? Not something you really want to be proud about or boast about. I was actually very afraid of that number, and I immediately started making little changes, but obviously they didn't last long because here we are still talking about this shit. At the age of 29, because I made no changes, at the age of 29, I ended up in the hospital. I had already moved to Colorado. I ended up in the hospital, and I was being told by the doctor that my body will not continue to function the way that I'm treating it. Like, he literally said, you're not going to make it well into your 30s. And that's scary for somebody who wants to live their life. Like, I had just moved to Colorado. I wanted to explore this amazing state that I'm living in. Colorado is one of the most beautiful places on the earth. I wanted to explore this place. I had things I wanted to do. I wanted to live my life and, live. And I was being told I wasn't going to if I was going to keep going on the route that I was going. So I immediately got in contact with weight management through my insurance, and they referred me to have the gastric bypass done. And after classes and weeks of research and talking to people and appointments and mental health appointments for clearance to get surgery and all these things, I finally just decided that I was going to take control and I was going to be ready. I was ready for this time in my life and this change in my life. And October 14th of 2014, I had the gastric bypass done. I had the full gastric bypass done, and I ended up losing a total of 80 pounds right off the bat. Once I lost those 80 pounds, I was able to finally physically move and be active and start doing anything, and I got the clearance to work out. So I did. I became obsessed. obsessed. And almost unhealthy obsessed, and I mean that by like mentally unhealthy obsessed, because it was consuming my world, it was consuming my life, which is fine. I needed that at that time, and it got me to where I am today. I ended up losing 170 pounds, and I kept most of it off. Over the last few years, I did have a skin surgery because I did have a lot of excess skin. I still have excess. Nobody can access my skin. So I do have extra skin, and I will probably go over that in a later video. It's nothing too crazy, just because what was crazy was my stomach. I did have a very large amount of skin that hung down. They actually ended up taking 5 pounds of skin just from my stomach. I will go over those pictures with you. I do have pictures and I have videos and all this stuff that I've just kind of documented for myself over the years. And after a lot of advice and a lot of recommendations to just kind of put my story out there, here we are. But we are also here because I have gained 35 pounds in the last 2 years. Life happened and life events went on. And for those of you that know me, know I had a lot of crazy shit going on the last 2 years. I ended up separating from my husband and then filing for divorce and then getting divorced and moving and transferring my job and transferring my living situation. So it's been a really busy few years. In that I was living in a basement and I had no stove, no kitchen. I had a half of a refrigerator, so I had one of those mini fridge. I just had no access to anything, and I was eating crap because that's what worked for me at that moment in time. I would come home from work and swing by on the way home and get some stuff somewhere and eat crap every single freaking day. And I struggled a lot with that because for poor Kat and poor Brandy, I called her King Super and bawling a breakdown because I literally just couldn't keep my shit together because I had no way of doing so. I had no kitchen. I just had no mental capacity for it. So I've gained 35 pounds over the last 2 years. And part of the reason of doing that is I can feel it. I can physically feel it, and I don't like it. I don't like feeling the way I'm feeling. And also because I don't want this to get any farther than this. I'm consider myself successful at the gastric bypass, and I don't feel like I know a lot of people that are successful in the gastric bypass. So I wanted to make it a point for me to be successful and to be really good at this. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna get back on track, get back to healthy and making better choices. I have lots of videos in mind that pertain to all of this. So basically, I'll go over my whole journey for gastric bypass. It's not going to be anything crazy. I will go deeper into that. I'll show you before and after pictures. For those of you that know me on my social media, as far as Facebook and Instagram, you've seen it. If you're new to my journey or me in general, you'll find out. So if you stick around, this is a lot to deal with. So currently I sit at 190, and that is 30 pounds heavier than my maintained weight. I maintained 160 to 165 over the last few years, and now we're maintaining 190, and we don't want to. So I don't really have a particular goal weight that I'm going for. I basically go off of how I feel. So if I feel like I'm in a good spot, I'm happy with the way that I feel, I'm happy with the way that I look, then that's that. That's whatever number I am, then that's whatever number I am. I don't really stick with numbers just because, I don't know, it's just a number to me. If I reach that number and I don't feel good, I'm going to want to keep going on. So, I don't know. Anyways, I don't pertain to numbers. I go based off of how I feel and how my clothes feel and just that type of stuff. If you want to do it differently, you do it differently. So far, I am just tracking. I'm going to try to write down a little bit every day. I haven't written my goal weight or my start weight in there yet. But this is just kind of this week what I've done. So Monday I ran, Tuesday I did bar for the first time. That was a lot of fun. Basically, I'm just mixing up a bunch of different stuff. Whatever I design and I want to do it, I'll do it. Otherwise, a lot of the programs that I've been doing over the years, I love programs because it creates such a structure for you and it tells you what to do and when to do it. And that's basically the kind of gym rat I am. I like to go in with a plan. I am not one of those that can go in there and just be like, I'm going to work on legs and then bounce around and figure out what the fuck you're going to do. I can't do that. It's just not my thing. I need things written down. I need to be told what to do. Videos and programs are perfect for that. YouTube, of course, has everything. There's so many different things. Somebody told me they had bar. They do bar from YouTube. Excuse me. Wow. Whatever. It's staying. Bar on video. I do a lot of programming for AMRAP style, so CrossFit style programs. Pretty much the only way I program for people. Which is also the way I program for myself. That is my all-time favorite style of workout is CrossFit. So that'll always be my go-to. I love, love, love it. So anyways, I will also be using stuff from Priscilla Tuft and Gabe Tuft. They have great, great programs. Christmas Abbott, for those of you that know me, know I'm obsessed with her and her programs. Hannah Eden is amazing. You can find her on YouTube as well. She posts so much stuff, but she is a crazy, crazy athlete, and her programs are so good. Her abdominal program, it's a 4-week abdominal program, and I'm actually going to be doing it. Since I am doing this 90 days, I will go through it 4 times. I may make different kind of modifications to make things harder or easier depending on what it is I need to do at that stage of this, program. Hannah Eden's awesome. Brett Contreras is amazing. He is awesome for lower body stuff. He is a champ, scientifically a champ for this stuff. Created some of this. It's so good, so good. Program's amazing. Les Mills I use a ton. So when I talk about doing bar or body pump and stuff like that, that all comes from Les Mills. Les Mills app, if you sign up, it's $10 to $14 a month. I can't remember. I looked at a couple of them. Just kind of research. But find your style. Les Mills, he is so good at building a program that will kick your butt. Kick your butt so bad. But for everyone that knows me, again, I like the hard stuff. Burpees are my favorite. I also am going to do weekly challenges. So I know Monday, I have it planned already. Next week, my weekly challenge, and we're putting it out there, I need to have 300 burpees done by the time the next week starts. So 7 days to do 300 burpees. I calculated out it was 42 burpees a day, which is totally doable. Totally doable. I've done burpee challenges before. They were done a little bit different where we did them throughout the month, and every day was a different amount, and it ended up being 600 burpees at the end of the month. But every week I want to do something a little bit different, whether it be 200 squats or 400 push-ups or whatever the case is. I want it to be a hard goal that I actually have to meet on top of everything else. So next week starts You hear it. You said it. I've said it. You hear it. Whatever. 300. This piece of hair. It's driving me. It's too distracting for my ADD and not medicated. I need some Ritalin before we do this shit. It just fucking pops out again. So 300 burpees next week. That's the goal. And you'll see video of those being done. Sadly for you. That's pretty much all I have, I think, right now. I know I'm really scattered and all over the place, but that's just kind of how this mind runs. Because, you know, as we said, no ADD medications work for me. So yeah, stay tuned. You'll get a lot more of this random all over the placeness, a lot of ohms and losing my train of thought, but bear with me. If you have questions or comments or suggestions, or you want to know something, either hit me up personally if you know me personally, or you can leave a comment, and I will try to get to your questions and your comments and all that in the next videos. So I really want you to be involved. If you want to be involved, please be involved. I really have no boundaries whatsoever. A lot of you know that. So anything you want to know, any question you want to know regarding my weight loss journey, or yeah, I don't care. Just hit me up. Let me know and we'll go over it. I'm very open about my journey. I am very much an open book, 100%. Don't hold a lot of stuff back. For those of you that know me, know that for a fact. Sorry about your luck. You probably know too much about me already. But yeah, hit me up. I hope you guys are on your own fitness endeavors. And if you're not, join in. There's, like I said, we're just here to party. And by that I mean work out and eat good. But balance. Live your life too. All right? So have a good week. I will be better about doing more of this stuff, but at least this is out here. We're getting it moving. You have to hold me accountable. Please do hound me. If you want to say, hey, I want to see what you did this week, I will gladly send you pictures of this book. Even though this book says private, it is not private. If you ever want to read it, pick it up and read it. If you want to write something in it, write something in it. If you want to see what I have written in it, I will gladly show pictures. I will gladly read it to you, whatever you want. So be involved. Being involved helps people. Support helps people. I'm going to try to motivate, inspire, and support as much as I can. But also at the same time being a resource for anyone who has had the surgery, wants to have the surgery, has fitness questions, meal questions, whatever you need. If I don't know the answer for it, I will direct you into a spot that you can find the answer. So anyways, I'm going to get out of here before this video hits 20 minutes. So we're trying to keep all things under 20 minutes because, again, this is a lot to deal with. So have a good week. Be healthy, make good choices, but live your life. Bye, guys. Bye, dreamers.